Welcome everybody to Concord, North Carolina. We're at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm your host, the Bossier City Bullet, along with my co-host,
John Fraser Jr.
And we are here with a 3-minute warm-up session before the big race and qualifying.
As we mentioned in the last video, this is a long track, mile and a half to get around this one, so it's definitely going to be very exciting. The feature race is going to be 35 laps total, so it is going to be a long race.
And these cars out here will, believe it or not, will run approximately 145 to 148 miles an hour depending on where you are in the draft. Usually about 142 if you're not in the draft.
So one thing we got to look on this speedway is very high banks, very steep turns, so there may be some very interesting accidents if we ever that comes around.
Yes, there is. There should be a lot of accidents, and like I say, today's field will consist of
20 cars. John Fraser, the Bossier City Bullet, car number 16, which implies that his Iracing rating puts him at 16th in the standings.
Yes, and that means he could be having a long night here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Although any day is anyone's race, so it depends on how well he does. He can definitely outperform number 16.
He just turned that, going down the backstretch at 146 miles an hour, coming down to complete the first lap of the warm-up session, and he gets it at 36.824, and it looks like somebody pulled out. Now, on a 3-minute practice session here at Charlotte, you only get about a lap, maybe two, of warm-ups before you go qualifying. Now you notice I'm like staying on the low side. I'm not trying to follow the guy, and that'll end.
Already the end of it.
Yep, that's what I mean. You only get a lap or two, and then you're done. We should be qualifying, and yes, I'm lined up to qualify.
And Bossier City Bullets off for the qualification of 2 laps.
Hey Thomas, hopefully we can get together with each other.
Goal here is to get the fastest time, get place higher, and start earlier in the actual race.
Yes, you know, it's probably better to start up front, but I've never, ever been much of a qualifier. I just don't know why that I just out there by myself. I'm just not a good qualifier. I'm pretty good at, running in a pack, but
sometimes it's hard to tell, how well you're doing when you're just out there all by yourself, if you need to be on the gas or let it off. So it makes sense that with other people out there that you perform a little bit better in that competition as well.
Yes, yeah, guess you're right. Sounds good to me. Well, keeping right in the groove, right into the green line where I should be. Now, you notice these green lines and yellow lines and stuff, that is actually a little gimmick thing that the Iracing has that you can turn on and off. I prefer it on because I just like to know where the groove of the track should be. And, I don't necessarily follow it all the time, but
as you can see, he's definitely dipping below it there and coming around the inside.
With the first lap time of 37.081. 37.081, that puts him 7th on the field.
We'll have one more lap of qualification. This will be the final lap to see where he gets placed in the race.
Looking kind of smooth out there. Of course, it's hard to get any kind of speed. He's hitting 146 going down into turn 3. Keeping her low, coming out of turns like that low line.
And the time to beat again, folks, is 37.081. Let's see if he can do it. 36.987. Definitely an improvement.
Yeah, but he already falls back to 9th. So, like I said, 10th. So, just like I say, 11.
But again, there's 20 vehicles, so this is not too bad for the 16th seeded Bossier City Bullet. And that'll about finish up this practice and qualification video, and the next one we'll dive into the actual race.
All right, see you then, folks.
Thanks for tuning in.